Hello, classrooms. This is Mr. Shu, and welcome to another episode of Storybook Online with Mr. Shu. Today, if I could find where I put it, here we go. I've got I don't know if it's a newer book or old, but it's a classic book because it is a little golden book, and the golden books were called so because of the gold binding they had on these books. And I grew up reading these and looking at these, and they're still around. And this is a golden book, my little golden book about Betty White. And Betty White's an actress that you youngsters probably don't know about too much. You've probably seen commercials with her. I do believe she does a storyline online. Read one of those books. But she's most known for being in a television show called The Golden Girls. And she's been in a lot of films, a lot of TV, and she recently passed away, and they made a golden book about Betty White because she's a really famous person as an actress, but she's also a really cool person. So this is my little golden book about Betty White by Deborah Hopkinson, illustrated by Margot Lucas. Try not to get any glare on that. I'm playing with my lights, so see how this ring light's pretty bright. But so with no further ado, let's begin the book. So Betty White was born on January 17th, 1922 in Illinois. So she was born in the state we are all living in right now, and grew up in California. Betty and her parents enjoyed hiking, nature, and animals. She was an only child, but she was to be a sister to lots of cats and dogs. Betty always felt surrounded by love, and she has spent her long and remarkable life giving that love back to family and friends, to audiences, and to animals in need. And here's Betty and her family, or a family, might not be Betty's family, walking the dog through the nice, wonderful forest and woods. When she was young, Betty wanted to be a forest ranger or a zookeeper, but those careers weren't open to girls at the time. Luckily, Betty had other passions. She loved to write, sing, and perform in plays. Early on, she set her heart on being an actress. And here we have a young Betty White with her doggy. And looks like, what was that? A cat, too. She loves those pets. Betty graduated from high school in 1939. 2 years later, America entered World War II. Betty wanted to help in any way she could, so she volunteered to drive a truck carrying supplies to soldiers stationed in California. After the war, Betty set out to follow her dreams. She knew getting into show business wouldn't be easy, but she was ready for anything. And there's a military truck. She's driving to California to deliver supplies. Betty was bright, talented, beautiful, and funny, but she had to work hard to find jobs. She acted in local theaters and got small roles in radio commercials. Betty wanted to be on television. Back then, there were far fewer TV shows, TV stations, and TV jobs than there are today. But Betty's hard work paid off. In 1949, she got her first full-time job as the host's helper on a daytime show called Hollywood on Television. Later, she became the host herself. So here's Betty on stage auditioning. Today, most television actors memorize lines from a script someone else has written. Not Betty. She had to think on her feet, or wing it, as they say, in front of a live studio audience. And there were no breaks because Betty and the other actors performed in the commercials too. Isn't that wild? They had no breaks at all. They just had to keep going, film, film, film. So if they make a mistake, it's there. It's on TV. That meant Betty was in front of the camera 5.5 hours a day, 6 days a week. Could she do it? You bet she could. Betty learned a lot and loved every minute, and viewers adored her from the seat. from the start. So 5.5 hours a day, 6 days a week. So let's see, 5, 2, 4, 3, 6. She's close to being on the screen as long as many hours as you children are in school. Can you imagine that, working that long? I mean, you guys do work in school, but not having breaks. She doesn't really get breaks. She doesn't get a recess. She probably gets a really quick lunch. She can't just stop working when she feels like it. So, and she's being recorded just as I'm recording, but I'm not live. So if I make a mistake, I can hit the stop button and I could delete it and re-record it, but not Betty White, not in live television. You make a mistake, it's on TV and everyone sees it. So television grew and changed quickly, and so did Betty. She became one of the first female producers in Hollywood when she co-founded Bandy Productions, named after one of her dogs. On Betty's first show, she had interviewed movie stars. Now Betty and her business partners decided to make a situation comedy or a sitcom about made-up characters. It was called Life with Elizabeth. And this time, Betty was the star. So a lot of the funny shows that you guys watch, like they even have sitcoms on Nickelodeon, on PBS Kids. It's basically live action, and it's comedy written, and it's got actors saying lines, and they're usually funny. So just imagine like your favorite cartoon, live action instead of a cartoon, with lines and stuff. I'm trying to think of shows. Hannah Montana, kind of like a sitcom. Drake and Josh. These are some of the kids shows I know they're like were or are on Nickelodeon. Those are like probably older. I don't know the new ones. I'm not hip with the new ones, but that would be a sitcom. So Betty has always believed in being fair to all people. In 1954, when she hosted a variety show with skits and musical guests, TV stations in some parts of the country didn't want to air it. They didn't like that a black dancer, Arthur Duncan, was in the cast. They wanted Betty to fire him. Do you believe that? They just wanted Betty to fire someone because of the color of his skin. So this is Betty. She's on the TV, and that's a family watching her. And it's pretty cool. So that kind of prejudice made Betty mad. Arthur stayed on the show and had a long, successful career. And Betty and Arthur remained friends through the year. So here's Betty singing. Here's Betty, Arthur that she had on her show that the TV producers, the people in charge, didn't want to have a black actor on the show. And she said, nope, that's not fair. Everyone should be able on the show based on the talent, not on the color of their skin. As a girl, Betty had enjoyed playing games with her mom and dad, and beginning in the 1950s, she became a popular guest on television game shows. Betty's quick wit charmed everyone, including one special man, Alan Ludden, the host of a show called Password. Alan and Betty fell in love. They married in 1963, and Betty became stepmom to his 3 children. Betty and Alan lived happily together until Alan died in 1981. So here's the show Password, and there's Betty White in the middle there. And then here's Betty and her husband when they got married. Pretty cool, pretty nice. Says Alan has always remained in Betty's heart. Life wasn't easy for her after his death, but staying busy helped her cope. Betty likes new challenges and taking on different roles. She studies, prepares, and works hard. That's one reason she's one of the most successful television stars in history. Betty is especially known for acting in 2 popular long-running TV shows, The Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Golden Girls. She won Emmy Awards for both shows. So here's the Golden Girls, and we've got, there's Betty White. Betty White's over there. So there's 4 women. They're a little bit older. They generally would be probably considered grandmas, about your grandmother's age, if you have grandmothers, or a really old aunt. So these, you were looking at probably older than Mr. Shoe and my gray beard, my white gray beard. So it's just about these 4 women all living together. And it was pretty funny. I used to watch it when I was little. When I was Not your age, a little bit older, but it was pretty funny. So Betty has been honored many times. In 1995, she was inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. Was Betty ready to stop working then? No way. She wrote books about her life and kept acting in movies and on television. One big show she was on, Saturday Night Live, which is on late. You guys should be in bed by the time that's on. I think that's on about 10:30. At age 88, Betty became the oldest host of the comedy show Saturday Night Live. Betty received an Emmy for her performance, another honor in her long list of awards. An Emmy's a really, really important award for people that work in television. It's basically like an Oscar, which is the most important award, one of the most important awards in movies in the United States. If you win an Oscar, that's like a huge honor, especially, if you're in Hollywood. So she got an Emmy for her performance, so that's pretty impressive. Even with her busy acting career, Betty has always found time for animals. She has supported the Los Angeles Zoo for many years and has helped raise money to improve animal habitats and save endangered species, like the California condor. So here's the California condor. That's her. Betty's looking at it with her binoculars. Betty's also been lucky enough to meet some creatures that are just as famous as she is, including Coco the gorilla. Coco knew more than 1,000 words in sign language. In fact, Coco gave Betty the name Lipstick. She made the sign for the word whenever Betty came to visit. So isn't that pretty cool? Here's Coco and Betty. So Coco is a big gorilla that knew sign language. The only sign language I know right now is if you go like that, you have your thumb in there like that, that means bathroom. Because I work with a student who needed to communicate going to the bathroom. So that's the one I remember. I used to know a couple others, but I've forgotten them because I don't use sign language anymore. So that's pretty impressive that the gorilla learned sign language and can communicate. And that's something that I believe a lot of primates, gorillas, monkeys, chimpanzees, they can communicate. It's pretty cool. Along with helping wild animals, Betty supports groups that rescue pets, study animal health, and train guide dogs. Betty has loved cats and dogs since she was little. I grew up with pets. In our house, they were more than pets. They were members of the family. That's what Betty said. So she treats her pets just like a lot of people. I think a lot of people treat their pets like members of the family, And when she was 89, Betty adopted Ponty, a golden retriever who hadn't been able to finish his guide dog training. So here's Ponty, the golden retriever, wasn't able to finish his guide dog training, but Betty, she adopted him. I don't know if it's a him, it might be a her. They don't specify, and I can't tell by the name Ponty. Betty's talent and dazzling smile have lit up the world and brought joy to millions. Her passion for helping animals has inspired others to do the same. Betty loves to make the world happy. No wonder people and animals everywhere love her right back. And this is a quote from Betty, something she said. She says, "I think everybody needs a passion. Whether it's one passion or 100, that's what keeps life interesting." So a passion is something that you're really, really interested in, you love doing. Whether your passion is going fishing or drawing or painting, or you could have anything. Your passion could be making models, it could be working on cars, it could be cooking. Some people like designing fashion, like clothes, make dresses, sewing, reading. People have a lot of passion for reading, writing. It could be anything you're very excited, you love doing, and something it just makes your life more awesome by doing. So my passion, I have a big passion for movies. I love movies, watching movies and television shows. I have a passion for collecting things. Like I like collecting all kinds of stuff, whether it's Transformer toys or look at over here. We have a AT-AT. It's a Star Wars toy. This is from Star Wars. Remember those in Return of the Jedi? I think they're big in Return of the Jedi with the Ewoks. I like all kinds of stuff. You guys might know this. Who's this guy? This guy was this from Dragon Ball Z. Remember this guy? Just all kinds of toys and knickknacks. I guess that's my kind of passion. So this was Betty White. I hope you learned a little bit. This is about a real actress, someone who's passed away a little bit recently. I think like maybe less than a year ago. But she was really cool, and she's in a film, one film that I love her character in. It is PG-13, so it's not old enough for you guys to watch yet. I mean, some of your parents might let you watch it, but it is a film about a crocodile. A giant crocodile gets so big, and it just starts eating everything. And Betty White's in it, and she's pretty funny. So she's in all kinds of movies. The Golden Girls are always funny. Golden Girls, Betty White is not the smartest person. She's kind of a goofy girl in that film, and she isn't the brightest. So she says funny stuff, and she's famous for talking about her character where she grew up in St. Olaf. So she'd always say these funny stories about St. Olaf. So that was my golden book about Betty White. It's not fiction, it's nonfiction. That means everything I read in there was fact. It was the truth. And there was some opinion, but the facts were facts. So it wasn't like a story made up or anything. It was a real person. And you might recognize Betty White because she was still in commercials. She still was doing commercials not too long ago. And she's in obviously a lot of TV shows and movies. So I haven't done a storybook in quite some time, and I've been kind of just busy. I was lazy over spring break. I hope everyone had a great spring break. But I was lazy, and I've been cleaning this room particularly, so I'm in a new spot to film the videos. And wait, do you guys hear that? Someone just drove up. What? Wait. Someone's here. Wow, that car is loud. Whoa, that's a loud car. Wait, I better check this out. Wait 1 second. What's going on? Hey, you, quit making all that racket. Oh, someone just got out of the car. Oh, who could that be? Someone just got out of the car. Oh, someone's knocking. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, it's Mr. Olaf. Mr. Olaf, what are you doing here? You just missed the story. I just read the book about Betty White. So I'm sorry you missed it, but at least you didn't interrupt it. So how are you doing, Mr. Olaf? Oh, you've got a very weird laugh. Very unique. So it's been a while. I know it's been a while. Sorry. But you want to say hi to everyone? You're not gonna say hi? Come on, Mr. Olaf, say hi. What? I don't even know what language that is. Sometimes you just are a goofball. Yeah, you sure are a goofball. Well, Mr. Olaf, I see you still haven't gotten a haircut. Look at this guy's hair, you guys. Look at this guy's hair. Do you guys know Mr. Olaf's really short, so that's kind of why I'm holding him up. It's not because he's not real or anything. I'm just, ooh, what is that in your hair? Seriously, something in your hair. We gotta comb this hair, Mr. Olaf. Ooh, his hair's falling out. Ugh, it's getting old. You're gonna be bald like Mr. Schiff. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's genes. But you gotta comb the hair. Brushing your hair gives you healthy hair. All right, buddy. I gotta go now. I'll see you later. Wave goodbye to everyone. Oh, Mr. Olaf. All right, bye. See you later. All right, Mr. Olaf is gone. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the story. It was a longer story. And everyone, Miss Allen's class, Miss Flannery's class, students at Tioga, hope everyone's being kind to each other and treating their friends with respect and kindness, just like Betty White lived her life. She was a very kind and loving individual. So remember that. Try to be like Betty. Be nice to your friends and your peers and your families, and find your passion. Find something you love doing, no matter what people say. If you love doing it and you're passionate about it, then that's all that matters, making you happy, yourself happy. So remember that, whether you want to be a fireman, policeman, an artist, a dancer, a writer, athlete, playing sports, some people just want to run their own business. Some people want to work in a record shop. Some people want to work in a toy store. Some people, whatever you like doing. It doesn't matter if it's a big, important job or it's a smaller job. Whatever's important to you and what you like doing and what you're passionate about. So remember, follow your passion. All right, guys. All right. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the story. This is Mr. Shu, and goodbye.